Hi everyone, my name is William and today I'll show you a framework for mobile development called Mobilex. We can develop mobile applications in two approaches: create the same project in parallel for each platform or use a cross-platform mobile development framework. The second approach, called cross-platform mobile development, allows applications to be generated for different platforms with one code. But there are two problems with this approach. They are difficult to add compatibility to new mobile platforms, and they cause a dependency on the chosen framework, so that if it is necessary to use another framework, the developed code will have to be redone. We propose a framework for cross-platform mobile development that reduces the effort to migrate the code when necessary. In our approach, developers program the application code once, using the web language as a basis, and can choose which framework will be used to generate mobile applications for various platforms. In this way, we make the application development code independent of the mobile development framework, allowing its exchange without having to change the code already produced. The framework supports the development of screen-oriented apps. The developer first defines the overall structure of the application as a set of screens using a very simple extended markup language called Mobilex. A screen is represented by its structure, styling, and behavior. These elements are represented using web language, HTML to define the structure, CSS to define the style, and JavaScript to define the behavior of the screen. To identify specific commands for mobile applications, such as screen switching or accessing device features, directives were defined to be used within the structure and behavior tags. The Mobilex compiler transforms a Mobilex file into mobile applications. Its structure is composed of two parts, the first being framework independent and the second framework dependent. In the framework independent module, the MAST compiler is responsible for generating the EST from the Mobilex file. Then another module, the AMA compiler, receives the previously generated AST as input and generates the input code for a given development framework. The AMA compiler also triggers the app generation function in the target framework such that the app executable code is also generated at the end of this process. The AMA compiler needs to know the input language of the target framework so that it can generate the correct input source file. To solve this problem, we define an interface that must be implemented by the programmer whenever he wants to support a framework that the AMA compiler is unaware of. The interface is shown on screen, where properties and screen represent data from tags with the same name in the Mobilex language, while project contains the application project dependencies created by the cross-platform mobile development framework along with application code. Now we will show a demonstration of our framework. We'll make an app based on Booking app, which allows you to book accommodations, flights, and car rentals. We developed the application code based on Mobilex language, and here you can see part of this file. Now I'll run Mobilex compiler providing the Mobilex file to it. After the process is completed, three folders were created: Code, EST, and Mobile. Folder EST contains the abstract syntax tree of the application generated by the MAST compiler. The folder Code contains the source code that will be processed by the target framework. Finally, the folder Mobile contains the executable file of the mobile application generated by the target framework. At last, I'll run the generated application in an Android emulator. As you can see, the developed application is working as expected. Here's the home page. I'm gonna navigate to the quick trips screen. And next, I'm gonna go to the stays screen. You can access the framework repository by scanning the QR code on the screen. That's all. Thank you so much for seeing this video.